Hey everyone, I'm Sarah from Sacred Lotus Yoga and I'll be guiding us through this festive yoga flow sequence. Today's practice will be the first of a two-part Christmas special where we'll immerse ourselves into what feels good in our body and mind. In this first class, we'll let go and unwind from any holiday stress and hopefully get you into the festive spirit. Starting today's class in a comfortable seat, sitting with the legs maybe crossed at the ankles or one foot in front of the other. Maybe you can prop yourself up on a pillow or a cushion if you need a little bit more height in the hips. We're going to rest our hands down onto the knees and gently begin to close your eyes. Just begin to bring yourself into the room as you bring yourself onto your mat. I'm going to use this moment to check in, notice what's going on, allowing our shoulder blades to soften down the back, allowing the arms to become heavy, and the sitting bones to root deep down to your mat. And see if you can deepen and lengthen the breath. Each inhale and each exhale. When we slow down the pace, we slow the speed of the body, slowing down the mind and the breath. And gently begin to blink your eyes open. Bring yourself back into the room. We're going to extend our arms and reach the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers as you draw the shoulder blades together, opening through the chest, a really nice stretch for the front of the body, pressing the knuckles away. Gently close the eyes once again. We're going to take 2 deep breaths here. So inhale fully, send the breath to the bottom of the belly, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gently release the arms. We're going to draw the arms out in front of you and cross them. Cross your body as if you're giving yourself a big embrace, a big hug. So you want to take hold of the shoulder blades, but drop the shoulders down. So the elbows are pointing out in front of you and you're feeling the shoulders as they peel away from each other. We're going to begin to round through the spine. So just gently begin to drop the gaze down towards the mat as you drop your elbows to point towards the feet. Feeling the shoulders, the backs of the shoulder blades open a little bit more. And inhale, sitting up, feeling that movement. Just notice what's changing, what happens in your body. Exhale around and soften. Inhale, lifting back up. Lovely. From here, we'll release and make our way over to tabletop. Over onto hands and knees. Nice and slowly. Nice and soft. Hands and fingers are spread nice and wide. And on an exhale, drop your belly. Lift your heart and gaze as we open up into cow. And exhale, begin to round through the spine as you drop the gaze. Gently hugging the lower belly in, head looking towards the toes, peeling your spine up towards the sky. Inhale, coming back through to cow, opening forward. Feeling a nice stretch to the inside of the body. And exhale, flowing back into cat, peel the spine up, dropping the gaze. Feeling the shoulder blades peel away from each other. And inhale back to tabletop. Nice flat back. We're going to make our way into our first downward facing dog. We're going to keep it really wide and really deep. So walk the hands a little bit more forward on the mat, away from the shoulders. Fingers are still spread nice and wide. Walk the knees wider on the mat. Maybe as wide as the mat or just a little bit more deep than hip width distance. Tuck the toes under. We're going to begin to hover the knees and press the hips towards the back of the room. Keeping the knees deeply bent. Gaze is looking towards the back of the room, towards the feet. And we're stretching through the front body, stretching into the shoulders, pressing them away from the ears as we begin to bend into one knee at a time. And we pedal out the legs, dropping opposite knee. Soften the heel down to the mat. You can keep this as fluid, maybe with a good bit of movement. Maybe you want to stay in stillness in your down dog. Just doing what feels right for you today. And then coming back to stillness. We're going to bring our right knee in towards our chest and step the right foot up towards the top of the mat into a low lunge. Drop the back knee and inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, palms touch, drawing down to heart center. Lovely. We want to make sure that we're squeezing our legs in together and that we're keeping our knee in line over our ankle. A nice, strong, stable stance. You can keep the back toes tucked or untucked, depending on your knee. We're going to begin to twist and look over to the right. Hook our right elbow, our left elbow even, around the right knee and use your hands to deepen the twist as you look over the right shoulder. Stay with your breath. Don't worry if you're shaking. Don't worry if you fall out. Maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. And then we're going to release the left hand down to plant to the inside of the right foot as we draw the right hand up towards the sky, twisting a little bit deeper. Open through the chest. Gaze goes up to meet the fingertips. Deep breath. Exhale, drop the right hand down along the body. We're going to heel toe the right foot over towards the center of the mat. As you do, you'll notice that you're going to come down onto the knife edge of the back foot and drop and sink the hip towards the mat. So you might need to shift or bring yourself into this pose. But once you're there, make sure the left fingertips are still nice and wide so we're not collapsing into the wrist. Right hand is long on the body. Feel that really deep opening into the hip. Breathe, and as we inhale, we're going to pick up the hips, reach the arm up and overhead. And exhale, soften back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, open up. And exhale, soften. Last one. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, soften back down. Lovely. This time we're going to lift up and come out of the pose. So lifting up. Hover on the front foot. So bring it back in line. Tuck the toes under of the back foot. And we're going to bring our right leg over into pigeon. So we're going to heel toe the right foot over to the left side of the mat. Again, take your time getting into this pose. There's no rush. And then once your foot's there, we're going to begin to drop the knee down onto the mat. Don't worry if the foot begins to come back towards the hip a little bit more. It's completely normal. Inhale, lift and lengthen into our pigeon pose. Opening through the chest as you begin to walk the hands forward on the mat. Maybe you can drop down onto the forearms. We're going to keep that space, that opening through the chest. Close off the eyes and begin to settle in. Sending the breath down through the front of the body. Keeping the shoulder blades down away from the ears. And we'll gently come out, planting the hands back onto the mat. Lift and lengthen through the chest. Find that space. We're going to begin to gently roll over to the right hip and draw the left leg around, wrapping it around the right leg so the left knee rests on top. So you're coming into a nice twist. From here, we'll just take another moment to take a breath. So your legs are twisted left on top of the right. And breathe. Sitting up nice and tall, dropping the shoulders. Now we'll make our way to the next side. So bring the hands back out in front of you. Step your way back into our downward facing dog. Remember, the feet are really wide on the mat. Knees are deeply bent. Shake through the hips if you need to. Pedal out the legs. Wiggle the hips. Nice big movement. And from here, we're going to now bring our left leg up into our low lunge. Draw it into the belly. Step the left foot up towards the top of the mat. We'll heel toe that foot and bring it back a little bit more deep on the mat. Tuck or untuck the toes behind you and inhale. Reach the arms up and overhead, drawing down in front of heart center into prayer. Find your stability. Find your balance. Begin to look over towards the left. Hook the right elbow onto the knee. Use your arms to twist and go deeper. Twisting from the belly. Keeping your balance. Nice challenge for yourself today. And release the right hand to the inside of the left foot. Draw that left arm up. Fingers point towards the sky. Twist and open even deeper. Lovely into the shoulders, lovely into the chest. And then we'll heel toe that foot over towards the center of the mat as we drop the left arm down and begin to sink the hip towards the mat. Again, however you get there, really doesn't matter. And once you're there, feel the opening through the hip, deep into the right side of the body. It's lovely, it's one of my favorite hip openers. Inhale, begin to lift and reach the arm up and overhead. Exhale, sink and soften back down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Stretching through the body. Exhale, sink the hips down. Once again, inhale. Lovely. Exhale, soften down. We're going to pivot and bring ourselves this time back up towards the top of the mat. Heel toe that foot back to center. Plant the hands and then bring the left foot over to the right side of the mat. Drop the knee, drop the back knee as well. Lift and lengthen through the chest, opening up into our pigeon. And then we'll begin to walk the hands forward on the mat, maybe sinking down onto the forearms. Keeping the chest nice and lifted, nice and open. And then close the eyes and bring the gaze inwards. Opening deep into the hip. Creating more space. Last breath. And gently plant both hands onto the mat. Pressing and opening your way back up. Lift and lengthen through the chest. Begin to roll onto the left hip. And wrap the right leg around the left. Sitting up nice and tall once again on your mat. Finding that length through your spine. Close off the eyes. Allow the hips to become heavy. Just finding stillness. And then from here, we're going to make our way to our Savasana. So you can come down to lying flat on your mat, or you can come back into a comfortable cross-legged seat like we did at the start of our class. Wherever you want to be, just rest your arms down nice and heavy and begin to close off the eyes. Begin to bring the awareness back inside the body. As you notice what's changed from the start of the class, noticing how the body feels. Notice any shift in the mind. Notice the breath. I encourage you to stay in your Savasana as long as you can. But if you do need to leave, this is where I'll leave you today. So I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Namaste.